Hey guys, welcome back to KasMI. Today we're going to be doing a surface level dive into decentralized social media apps. And I'm going to be giving my honest opinion, share my experiences with you on decentralized social media and where I see things going. This is more of an entrepreneurial video talking about other decentralized social media apps other than K-Social and how they relate, how K-Social is different, and what K-Social can do in order to avoid the potential failures that other apps have seen. So the first thing I wanted to talk about was, you know, I believe in entrepreneurship. We tend to go into things that we enjoy, and there is a level of artistic integrity associated with it. We have a deep passion for something, therefore we are inclined to build it, right? Uh, in reality, there needs to be some level of innovation that s- solves a problem, and convenience becomes one of the most important aspects when it comes to entrepreneurship and creating an app, creating a product for people. So you see on the screen here, I have Blockbuster. This is the Blockbuster website. And for those of you who don't remember, Blockbuster was a video and video game rental store where people used to drive to, rent movies, and bring them home and watch them. And it actually was a decent experience. Now, over time, what happened was streaming apps came out, and streaming apps like Netflix solved several problems while offering a whole nother level of convenience. Okay. So, like I said, you used to have to drive to Blockbuster and you would rent a video game or a movie for $3.95 or $4.95 for a couple days. It was relatively affordable. And then these apps came out where you could like order. Actually, the first implementation of Netflix was you could order them through the mail. You no longer needed to go to the store. They shipped you a DVD in an envelope, and you put it into your DVD player and watched it. And what was going on at the time of the rise of Netflix and the fall of Blockbuster is, well, first of all, it was like $9.99 to buy a movie, but it was $3.95 to rent a movie. So like it really wasn't very cost effective to rent a movie. So Netflix came out with very affordable plans. Actually, I believe they were even more affordable than this at the time. And you could rent movies and have them delivered to your house. This, A, was a major, major convenience, and B, offered a larger selection to customers, making it a luxury for, let's just say, $7.99 a month. No commercials, no driving to the store, and a whole new plethora of movies to choose from. Okay. Now, the other problem that Netflix solved was the internet was rising and people were pirating music and movies and TV shows and not paying anything. It was actually more convenient to pirate media than it was to go to Blockbuster. So Netflix came in and said, let's create a copyright paywall that people have to pay to enter, and it will be very cost effective, and it will create a great user experience because that was the trouble with pirating media was that it was a terrible user experience. Sometimes you would download a file and it would be blurry or fake, um, or even worse, it would have a virus, right? So Netflix sort of solved all of this all at once. It created a convenience and it solved a major issue. Now, here we go, fast forward to the rise of Web3 and crypto projects. And obviously, something that a lot of these projects do is pick up on narratives. And back in 2021, there was what was called DSO, Decentralized Social. That was a narrative. This was a chain which built on that narrative. And this app was here you go. Here's all your decentralized social, right? Web3 Twitter creators and communities engage and earn, right? So you can go to these apps and explore them, right? And actually, he's been around for so long. And look at the interface here. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing as X, right? Now, this, in my opinion, has already failed. Um, it's been around for a long time. It's been around for about 4 or 5 years. And what does this offer to me that makes it more convenient than X? It has this aspect of it to, the better, the more of a contributor you are, it gives you a token that increases or decreases in value depending on how the market sees you. But there's really nothing here of true substance. And it's in existence, but you don't really hear about it too often. It's sort of a hype driven narrative. And if we check the token price, the token has truly depreciated in value. This one here, apparently, this one was more of like a Facebook app, and it's just not there anymore. You can see here, decentralized Telegram, right? There's all these comparable apps similar to Web2 apps. And what they do is they try to incentivize users by allowing them to possibly monetize from day zero, right? You could just come on here, create great content, and your token will potentially increase in value. Um, but the narrative just didn't take off because it's just what I would say is gate kept, right? You have to like be into crypto in order to comprehend this, okay? And this one has the X feel to it. It had a Facebook feel to it, and it just didn't take off. This one here is Zora. Zora has more of an Instagram feel to it. You could see the interface here. It looks like Instagram, almost identically. Now, what this app offers is the same style of contribute and earn. Okay, and I suppose there are people who earn on this app, where their content can be monetized. But again, unless unless you're someone who's just a creator, what's the typical user coming over here for? Why would I if I just like doom scrolling on Instagram? Why would I come from Instagram over to Zora app? I don't really see much reason, right? So it's not more convenient. It's not a better platform. I mean, you could see here, it's mainly monetary driven. This is driven to attract creators. And maybe that is the best way to start. Maybe the best way to start is by trying to attract creators to your platform, and then eventually users will come to see what creators are doing. Um, I remember when this came out about a year ago, and there was all this initial marketing and initial hype. I haven't really taken an interest in it. I don't see any convenience to having this app. It's just another, it's just another narrative, like trying really hard to capture lightning in a bottle. Now, we could actually say that one of the most successful decentralized social media apps is actually Pump.Fun. Okay. And Pump.Fun doesn't have any of the sexy interface. This is like a couple of years old now. Um, it doesn't have any of the sexy interface. It's just kind of thrown together, looks like Craigslist style app, but it's successful and they caught lightning in a bottle. And it's social media. If you come over, if you click on any of these, there is all of the aspects of social media, like as far as like you can comment on it, right? Um, it is monetary driven, but and there's also live streaming,
So
right?
obtusely one-sided that it's like it's actually racist.
Okay. So there's that social media aspect of it where it has live streaming attached. Why it was successful compared to the other ones is that it solved a problem. And the problem it solved was super, super simple. People could come on this app and launch a token. And that changed the game, right? Because we all wanted to know how to launch tokens on crypto. And if you come to the site, you can launch a token in minutes and it'll cost you under $10. I don't know exactly how much it'll cost these days, but it's under $10 to launch your token and create a community. And that was the lightning in the bottle for Pump.Fun was the token creation. Now, when we relate this to CASPA, what we have is K-Social, all right? And K-Social has created an X clone uh, based off of based on Caspa's network, right? This is decentralized. It runs on Caspa's network. Every action, every like, every comment, it all occurs as a transaction on Caspa. I've done other videos about this. You could check my account on YouTube. Now, I want to give my honest opinion. I I don't know in its current state what problem this solves. The main narrative that I hear is that it's censorship resistant, you know? And while I am all about freedom of speech, there's really nothing that I feel like I'm being censored from on YouTube, on X, okay? I do think that if you stretch the truth and say things without backing it up. Uh, for example, conspiracy theories, and I am a conspiracy theorist, but if you say these things without backing it up with facts on social media, on YouTube, it is going to get shadow banned at least. It might just even get removed. You definitely can't say things that are racially insensitive on YouTube. Uh, so there are those issues, but for the most part, I can communicate the things I want to communicate on YouTube. For X, since this is more of an X alternative, I can pretty much say anything I want on X. Uh, I don't have this undying desire to use the hard R in my language when I speak on X, right? And these are the types of things that'll get you uh, s- suspended on X. I don't have the desire to talk about unaliving on X, if you know what that means, right? Or talking about PDF people on YouTube. Like, I don't have that desire. So the whole narrative of censorship resistance doesn't resonate with me over time. Now, I want to extend an olive branch here. This app is in like 0.1.6 of its version history here. It's in a pre-beta, pretty much, or we'll call it a beta. So this app can take a whole new life of its own in time. The creator of this app they also have built KChat, I believe, and KChat has just launched an app in the App Store, and it is seeing some success for sure. Will this also capture that same success? Time will tell. Time will tell. To give it a proof of success, we're at 785 users on this platform. Okay. That's pretty substantial. But again, I just want to say, like, I don't see the lightning in a bottle moment as of right now. I don't see the problem that it solves. In fact, what I would say is that it created a problem and then solve the problem using its own technology, right? Like the typical user, again, the everyday user doesn't need to be censorship resistant. Uh, Million for every million users, maybe 10,000 of them are actually content creators and need to watch what they say on social media. So 990,000 users don't need to be careful about what is censored on social media. So I just don't know what the problem is that's being solved. Saying it's censorship resistant just isn't enough for me. And I made a video quite a couple weeks ago, probably, and we were looking at K Social and its interactions. I remember at its peak, it was over 200 interactions in an hour, per hour. And right here and now, in this moment, we've seen 17 interactions. What an interaction in it is a like, a quote, comment, a dislike. All of these are interactions, right? So one person can literally go one, two, three, four, and get four reactions. Like, so this could technically be four people interacting with one post, kind of, right? So I think that it's the hype that we go through these hype phases with these apps that come out, but they haven't solved a true problem that's fundamental to the user. And I loop that back to Netflix and Blockbuster because what happened was Netflix came in, they pulled you into their platform by offering very affordable pricing and great service, seamless operating system, user experience, excuse me. And then once they had you and Blockbuster was done, now all of a sudden there's ads on the platform, right? I mean, I watched a show, 54-minute show the other day. It took me an hour and 10 minutes to watch it. Like, really, 16 minutes of commercials, and this was unexpected. So now we're falling back into a period where uh, pirating is rising again because people have become fed up with the experience, with the user experience on Netflix. Now, if you look at Netflix's stock, last time I looked, it was almost $1,000 a share. So they haven't felt that pain yet, but it is there. There is this underlying feeling of, call it moaning and groaning from customers who are just like, oh man, just everything, squeeze it every which way you can. And not only that, I'm actually a big Seinfeld fan. If I want to watch Family Guy, I have to have Hulu. If I want to watch The Office, I have to have Peacock, right? So they make a point to sign these deals with the shows sign deals with different popular shows. So in order for me to watch my three popular shows that I just keep on in the background, I'm not paying $7.99. I'm paying $27.99. and that's with commercials because I need all three platforms, right? So this brings back the rise of pirating because it becomes the next best option other than paying. I saw a statistic. It's the average household pays $67 a month in streaming fees. So that's my point is if these social media apps that come out w- on Web3, where's the lightning in a bottle moment? And it could totally just be unexposed to me, the everyday user. The developer of K Social might have an ace up their sleeve that they just are waiting to play. Maybe this entire thing is just to give the community an open source platform that they can take and clone it and put it onto their app, right? Because that is very much the truth. But as a standalone app, I think in time this is going to fade. And to add this as a standalone app, if it doesn't take a different form, it will fade in popularity. And the numbers show that already. Again, there could be something that comes out that just boom, blows it out, blows it up. And it's just unique, lightning in a bottle moment. Boom, here we are. Right now, that doesn't exist. This is strictly people on Caspa. Look, warning, not safe to work, not safe for work. I don't need that. And not only that, I'm not clicking that link, not for anything. You couldn't get me to click this link, okay? And because this is censorship resistance, it's gonna stay here, okay? Keep kept me up at night is she got it going on. She's got a platform that is uh, censorship resistant. I don't need that, honestly. That's not why I came to Web3. And the last thing I want to say is that this is gate kept, right? It's like in order for you to access this platform, you have to own Caspa. That's you in it literally in order to access the platform, you have to get associated with Caspa. And I'm going to show you what I mean. To be fair, it's actually done perfectly. This is probably even easier than creating a an account on Google, right? This is super easy actually to get signed up with this account. But at the same time, cool, this is really easy. I'm in. I'm in. Oh, this is interesting. Nope, I can't do it. I need to have Caspa in my wallet in order to do that, you know? So it's gate kept. The entire community of Hey Social is only for people who have Caspa. That's it. Again, there could be something that comes out that just blows me out of the water and shuts me up. But in its current state, I don't think a gate kept community for me to come and see shady links. This one's not too shady. I never seen it. I won't click it. X.com, obviously. I mean that's an issue right there, right? Like people are coming to Case Social to provide links to X.com. What's you just stay on X, right? But it does have its the developers have put a lot of work into this, and my only point is that I don't see the lightning in a bottle moment with this app or with any of these apps. There was no problem or convenience that was solved by having these apps. The only one was pump.fun, and the problem that's in launching function. So, um, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the opinions of people who feel differently than me, who agree with me. Please let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.